What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic: Haney decision fallout. Loma gaming the system, using white privilege to demand rematch with Haney. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That life before riches, huh? That life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch, show me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
What's up, boxing fans? We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk some boxing today. All right, so let's not even waste any time. Okay, let's just go straight to the videotape.
Two-weight world champion Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur, we saw you in the ring there for the Devin Haney Lomachenko fight. How did you score that fight?
Yo, I just went back and rewatched it. And I came up with a different score than I had the last time.
What story did you come up with?
Honestly, I felt like it was either a draw or a 7-5 Lomachenko.
Okay.
But I had 8-4 at the fight. I had 8-4 Lomachenko. But there's a lot going on at the fight. You can't really see what shots getting in that time. You got people standing up and it's just so much going on where you can't really get the right score down. So I had a 7-5 or 6-6.
Or 6-6. Okay,
Yeah.
so you had it a bit closer. And if you had it 6-6, one of those rounds could have gone the other way, so it could have been 7-5 for Devin Haney. It was a close fight, right?
The thing was, Devin landed a lot of good body shots, and Lomachenko landed a lot of telling blows to the head. Mm-hmm. So when Lomachenko landed, it was clear shots where Devin head goes back, and it's easier to score them shots. It's easier to score those shots rather than a body shot where you don't know if some get through or some may not get through. But that's my honest assessment of the fight.
Okay. So Devin Haney has now recently signed a new contract with Top Rank. You're with Top Rank.
He did that when?
Apparently so. He signed a new contract with Top Rank. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, apparently so. I'm sure Jay Prince will tell you something about that. Is that the next fight for you, or do you need one more fight at 135 to kind of settle into the weight?
Nah. I don't need one more fight. I'm ready to fight. As soon as he's ready, he just fought. So as soon as he settled down and he could get himself together, I'm ready to fight.
And off of what you saw on the weekend, what are the things that you believe that you could capitalize on?
I don't want to tell my game plan, but Devin, he's a good fighter. He did better than I expected. I mean, not expected. He did better than what I thought he did when I watched the fight live. When I went back and rewatched it, he did a lot better than what I thought. Cause I really thought it was a clear victory for Lomachenko. So Devin, he's a competitive fighter. I think that's the best thing he got. He's competitive.
Okay, because after the fight was over, I saw you in the ring. What words were exchanged between you two?
When I got in the ring, I really got in the ring because I really wanted to be on a call out. Because I know that's what he did to Lomachenko, right? He jumped in the ring when Lomachenko fought Jermaine Ortiz. So, for him to do that, I want to let them know I was at their door. I was in front of them. Bill keeps saying nobody calling his phone. So I just wanted to go get in front of his face. And when I got in front of his face, it looked like Bill didn't even look my way. Bill ain't even acknowledge me. And then Devin, he said something, and as he said it, he walked away. And everybody knew what he said. Everybody knew what I said. So.
Okay. Well, what did you say for the views of the fight, right? What did you say?
I told him for now. I told him that he said that I'm number one. I agree with him. Like I don't take nothing away from Devin. He is number one. But I told him for now. Like for
Okay.
now. He's not number one for long. He's not gonna be number one for long.
Do you think there could be a fear of Devin Haney actually moving up to 140 and relinquishing his crowns?
I think if he was smart, that would be his best bet. I think that would be like if his team was smart, it would be strategic for them to go fight the fighters at 140. And I'm not saying that 140 is a weaker division. I just feel as though he'd probably be a lot stronger and may feel a lot better at 140 than draining it all the way down to 135 and fighting a fighter like me.
Okay. So, for instance, if it wasn't you versus Devin, what about you and Tank? You think that's a possibility?
Yeah, that's the next big fight. That's the Super Bowl. I call that the Super Bowl right there.
Right.
Okay, I think we've heard enough. All right, there's a couple of things here. The first, let's deal with the last thing he said first. So he's saying that the next big fight with the Super Bowl would be him and Tank. The Super Bowl will be him and Tank. But how could the Super Bowl be you and Tank when Devin is the Super Bowl champion? You see how that works? He's saying that's the big fight. But Devin is the one that's undisputed, not Tank. Tank don't even have a lightweight belt of any consequence. Okay, neither does Haney. I mean, neither does Shakur. These guys are both have junior lightweight belts. Okay, and so how they don't even have a belt. Devin Haney has all the belts that matters at 135 pounds, but he's talking about a fight with him and Tank is going to be the Super Bowl. So that would mean that the fight between him and Haney would be like a preliminary to the real big fight between Shakur and uh, Tank. I mean, this guy is talking delusional. Okay, I mean, then he says he went into the ring. I mean, I like Shakur, but I mean, come on, Shakur, you got to wake up, bro. So he claimed he jumps into the ring like Devin did when Devin went into the ring. When after Loma's fight, he claimed he jumped into the ring and nobody paid him any attention. Devin told him that he's number one and that Devin is number one, and Bill didn't even look his way. Hello, Shakur. When Devin jumped into the ring after the Lomachenko fight, Devin is undisputed. Try to wrap your head around that for a second, okay, Shakur? Devin is undisputed. He can do that. Of course, they're going to pay attention to him. He's undisputed. Who doesn't want a shot at the undisputed title? Okay, you jumping into the ring with Devin. What does Devin need from you? You have nothing to offer Devin. Nothing. I mean, Shakur has zero to offer Devin Haney. He doesn't. Haney has all the belts. He's undisputed 100. So if he fights Shakur, he's just doing it, for the sake of doing it. He's not doing it because he's really gaining anything from it. Shakur doesn't really see. He doesn't really, see what's going on. It looks like, you know what I mean. Right now, Devin Haney is the man, and Shakur, got to come to grips with that. He's under some delusional thinking that somehow or the other he has some kind of, he could, like, he got some kind of authority or some kind of, some kind of pull. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got two belts, but those are junior lightweight belts. You don't have any lightweight belts. You don't have anything to really offer Devin Haney. I mean, except maybe for money, if you could come up with the money for the fight. Okay, so I mean, I don't know what Shakur is talking about, but anyway, the bottom line is that we see that he said he changed his mind, and now he's given, he went from robbery to 7-5 Lomachenko or 6-6 a draw. Okay, now Loma, now I mean, Shakur is a boxer. Okay, he knows boxing. He knows that if a fight is really close, the decision usually goes to the champion. He's saying the fight might be a draw, but are 7-5 Lomachenko. Why wouldn't it be 7-5 the undisputed champion rather than the challenger? Okay, why wouldn't he swing that way if he's gonna go from from a draw to a winner? Why not swing it in the favor of the champion, undisputed champion, who's Devin Haney? So we can see that Shakur is biased, to the core. And like I said, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He's very jealous of Devin Haney. Okay, and you know, I mean, I don't really see that Haney got anything to prove by fighting uh, Shakur at this point, because Shakur has nothing to offer Devin Haney. Those are the cold hard facts. Okay, and Haney, Shakur needs to acknowledge and accept that fact. Okay, instead of making a fool of himself. Okay, so that's how I see that. You know, and you know, he and then now and then again he says, oh well, uh, if Haney one of them was smart, they would move up to 140 pounds and instead of fighting a guy like me. Again, if I'm Devin Haney, that's exactly what I would do. I wouldn't, not because I'm worried about fighting you, okay, because I'm not worried about that if I'm Haney. I would move up because that's the smart thing to do because I'm going out of the weight, and there's no point for me to stay around and fight you, Shakur, because you have nothing to offer me. Okay, simple as that. So again, so now he's giving Devin Haney advice. Okay, I mean, and basically I think that what happened is Shakur went back, he looked at that fight, and he realized how good Devin Haney really is. Okay, and he's saying to himself, "Damn, man, maybe Devin Haney should just move up and just leave this division to me." And that's basically what he wants. You know what I mean? He wants Devin Haney to move up and leave him the division. Okay, because I think after this fight after that fight with Lomachenko, I think Shakur realized that Devin Haney, he claims that Devin Haney is competitive. That's one thing you can say about Haney. No, no, no. What you can say is that you said it right the first time. He's a lot better than you thought he was, and you probably having doubts now about actually winning a fight against Devin Haney. I'm pretty sure after rewatching the fight, the doubt started seeping into Shakur's mind when it comes to the Haney fight, and that's basically what this is all about. It'd be better if Devin Haney moves up and instead of fighting him, and because he'd be stronger at 140. Why would you care about that? I mean, you'd want him to fight you if you figure he's weak. If he's weaker, right? You'd want him to fight you, and you get those undisputed belts. So why would you be concerned enough to have Devin Haney go up 140 pounds rather than fight you? No, if I was you, I want Devin Haney to fight him because he is draining to make the weight at 140, 135 pounds. Then that means I'll be able to beat him. So either Shakur is a super nice guy, or he's just capping. Okay, and look at that grin on Shakur. Does that look like the smile of a super nice guy to you? Nah. So Shakur needs to stop capping. He have no leverage. Okay, and that's what it comes down to. And these were those Tank. Okay, except for Tank, Tank is talking about pay-per-view numbers and this and that. And this guy doesn't even have a belt at lightweight. None of these guys have belts at lightweight, but they're out there trying to make demands. I mean, it's amazing. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's what's going on with Shakur. Again, like I said, the whole, at least Shakur did come back and say that okay, he thought that Devin, it wasn't a robbery, but that's not really saying much because he's still trying to give Lomachenko the fight. You know what I mean? The white hope syndrome is in full effect, and again, I think he actually saw the fight now in the second or third or fourth or fifth time that he watched it, and he realized that Devin probably won the fight, but he can't bring himself to say that. Okay, I mean, so he went from robbery to a draw to a 7-5 uh, Lomachenko. So I mean, there's not much more we can say about that. What Shakur is talking about speaks for itself. So we're gonna leave it at that. Let's go to the next man, okay? And let's get some more receipts.
Sean Zattel, FightHype.com. here with my man Tim Bradley, the Hall of
What's
Fame.
up, man?
What's going on, Tim? You called a beautiful fight over the weekend for the lightweight title between Haney and Lomachenko. What's your Monday morning thoughts?
Look, man, that fight goes down one of the best fights that I feel that I've ever called. Entertaining, man. On every level. You know, you got two guys that understand the sweet science of boxing at the highest skill level. Young Devin Haney, he came to fight the champ. You know, he came to fight. I had a fantastic game plan. I thought going into the fight, Bill Haney came to us during one of the preliminary fights, and it was saying that we're gonna walk them down, we're gonna take it to Loma, and that's what they did, man. That's exactly what they did. I when I was watching the fight live and I was calling the fight, I usually don't score the fight. I don't score it. I kind of go off feeling. You know, one round you can see one guy doing his thing. Another round, you know, it can go either way. I wasn't sure as I was watching the fight because I don't score it. It's hard to really score a fight and actually call a fight at the same time.
Wait a minute, Tim. Wait a minute. So you're saying that you can't watch the score at the same time. It was kind of hard, just like how Shakur was making excuses about. He said something about, oh, for people that didn't watch that video with Shakur, you should go back and watch the video, watch the full video with Spencer Fearon. It's pretty interesting. Shakur was saying that, the reason why he had an 8-4 in Lomachenko's favor and called it a robbery was because he couldn't actually see the fight because people were standing up in front of him, so he was hard to score. Well, if it was hard to score, how did you figure out it was a robbery then? And you couldn't even score the fight. This is what Tim Bradley saying the same thing. Oh, it was hard to score. But if it was hard to score, why was you so sure that it was a robbery? I mean, you was emphatic. It's a robbery. It's a robbery. You're screaming robbery. You and Shakur screaming robbery. So if you guys couldn't actually see the fight and it was hard to score during the fight, how did you come up with that conclusion that it was a robbery? Why was you so sure? Well, let me answer that question for them because they're not going to answer it. It was the white hope syndrome. That's all it was. They was infected by the white hope syndrome and the media narrative, and that's what took control of their mind while they was watching the fight. You know what I mean? The white hope syndrome and the media narrative took control of their minds, and when they came back to their senses, and watched the fight again, they realized that Devin Haney actually won the fight. But that's the power, okay, of the white hope syndrome and the media narrative. Let's continue.
Right.
It's really difficult. But after watching it twice already, this is what I came up with. I can make an argument for both guys on why they won. For both guys. Not just Haney, but I can also make an argument for Lomachenko. This is one of those fights, one of the hardest fights to judge, because each round, a lot of rounds, there was a couple of definitive rounds for, I would say, Haney. And I have it written down. I'll have to share it with you later, but I have it written down. I'm driving, but there's a couple of definitive rounds where I was like, man, Haney, he won that round. He dominated that round. And it was toward the mid part of the fight, like maybe even like.
Okay, I think we've seen enough. Okay, so yeah, so you see it for yourself. These guys, I mean, at least Tim Bradley is saying he could see where both guys could have won the fight, as opposed to Shakur, who's saying, no, it's either a draw or Lomachenko won. Okay, so at least Tim Bradley is saying, well, he could make a case for both guys winning the fight. Okay, and he's leaning towards. If you finish watching the video, he's saying that he's leaning towards Devin Haney being the winner. Okay, he's giving it to Haney. Haney edges out according to him. So this is where we stand currently with the various narratives and media narratives. A lot of people are saying that they rewatch. They're not the only people that have said this. There's a lot of other people that have claimed that they rewatched the fight and now they're saying that it was either a draw or Devin Haney won or something like that. No, they're not claiming robbery anymore. So you see what was going on again during the fight was mass hysteria, okay, brought on by the white hope syndrome and the media narrative that was being spun in favor of Lomachenko, okay, and this is what was going on, and a lot of us, a lot of our people, and people in general, fall, victims to this media narrative and hysteria, okay, this mass hysteria and media narrative and white hope syndrome. It takes a very strong mind to be able to overcome these things in the moment. Okay, anybody can do Monday morning quarterbacking, but where it counts is in the moment. Okay, you have to be on your p's and q's in the moment, and neither Tim Bradley nor Shakur was able to do that because their mind just wasn't strong enough for that. Okay, they was caught up into the white hope syndrome and the media narrative. Okay, and it is what it is. But that's basically what happened. So you got people, because again, you got people like ferocious George Kambosos, who came out right after the fight and said he saw, he watched it under the same circumstances that Shakur and Tim Bradley watched it. Okay, there were people standing up, there were people shouting and yelling, there was media narratives being spun, but George Kambosos and Lou DeBella was able to say no. They thought that Devin Haney won because they was able to stay in the moment. They weren't affected by the white hope syndrome and the mass hysteria and the media narratives. Okay, they was able to focus in on the fight and see what was really going on. So so talking about people were standing up and you couldn't see it that good and you can't call it while you're watching it and all this nonsense. It's just excuses by Tim Bradley and Shakur Stevenson. That's all it is. It's just excuses. Okay, they're making excuses, to cover up what happened. Okay, so it is what it is, and so here we see. Excuse me. Now now we see that Lomachenko is claiming that he's gonna dispute the fight, and he's calling to have the fight overturned and in his favor, and he also claiming that he wants to be put in a position to get an instant rematch. He want to be jumped in front of everybody else that's in line waiting for the shot at the undisputed. He want to jump ahead of everybody else and be put in position to be the next fight for Haney, and also at the same time he's disputing the fight and want them to give him the fight outright. So he wants two different things at the same time. I mean, talk about white privilege. I mean, this guy is unbelievable, man. I mean, he lost to Teofimo, and he claimed it was his shoulder. He wasn't this, he had all kind of excuses. Now he lost to Devin the Dream, even more excuses. And never mind the fact that Devin didn't really have to give him a title shot. Devin did him a favor by giving him a title shot. Actually went into the ring. I mean, Devin Haney's undisputed. He actually went into the ring after Loma's fight, bigging up Loma and say, "Yeah, I want you next," and blah blah blah. Okay, so he gave Loma an opportunity that Loma never gave him. When Loma had the titles. Okay, and now having lost the fight, instead of saying, "Okay, it was a close fight, I lost," excuse me, let me try to work my way back. He's claiming that the fight was stolen. Again, somebody gives you something, but you're claiming that it was stolen from you. I mean, at the end of the day, man, Loma just needs to chill out. Okay, if you're gonna continue to fight, there's a lot of good fights left in Loma. Work your way, fight Shakur. Okay, fight Tank. As a matter of fact, if I was Haney, Shakur, Tank, and Loma would have to fight each other first before I give any one of them a shot. Okay, those three would have to fight, and I'll give the winner a shot at the undisputed again. Okay, that's what I would do if I was Haney. Okay, they'd have to fight. I mean, but then why would Haney got to stay around that long to wait for that? Okay, there's no need for him to do that. Like I said, but if he was gonna give any of these guys a shot, if I was gonna give any of these guys a shot, they would have to fight each other first. Okay, no more, no more welfare chances or white privilege chances or any other chance to get a shot at the title. You got to earn your shot. Okay, you need Lomachenko needs to earn his shot. Uh, Shakur needs to earn his shot. Tank needs to earn his shot. They need to fight each other, and then the winner fight Devin Haney. That's what it needs to be. Simple as that. Devin Haney shouldn't be running around giving these guys free shots for nothing. Okay, so like you already saw, it has already been proven that when Lomachenko had the belt, he didn't give Haney any shots, none at all. They had no problem saying, Haney hasn't done anything. Okay, so what has Loma done lately? Okay, so yeah, so at the end of the day, man, uh, you know, uh, you know, Haney needs to stop being a Mr. Nice Guy. Okay, stop playing with these guys. Okay, stop being nice with these guys. Stop giving them chances. Okay, that nobody gave you any chance. Okay, go out there. You're the man now. You're on the top of the throne. Okay, make you some money. Okay, do your thing, and just keep it moving. Okay, and it's simple as that. Stop giving these guys free chances. No more white privilege chances for Lomachenko. No rematch. Let him earn his way back to the top if that's the case. Okay, and it's simple as that. That's the way I would, that's the way I feel about that, and that's the way I think Devin Haney and his team should move from now on. Okay, don't give these guys any easy road or any easy route to your undisputed. You did it the hard way. Okay, I mean you got these guys Tank, you got Shakur. These guys, I mean, these guys are not really doing anything. They're just sitting around waiting for undisputed titles to fall in their lap. Okay, that's basically what they're waiting for. And then you hear people out there talking about, Devin Haney is gonna lose if he fights Shakur. Devin Haney is gonna lose if he fights Tank. Huh? What did Shakur and Tank do compared to what Haney has done? People keep forgetting that Haney is the undisputed champion. Okay, some people. I mean, what the hell is going on? They keep forgetting that. Okay, so at this point in time, after this fight with Lomachenko, I don't. I'm a big. I'm big on Shakur and Tank. Both of these guys are fantastic fighters. But excuse me. After seeing the fight with Loma and uh, Devin Haney, I'm not so sure that either Tank or Shakur could beat Haney at this point. I think he has risen to another level. Okay, he's on another level right now. I think anybody that try to fight him at this point they're gonna have a tough way to go. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Shakur or if it's Tank. Either one of them is gonna have a hell of a fight on their hands if they take on Haney right now because he has taken his game to the next level. Excuse me. So that's how I see that. So all these people out there talking about, it's a foregone conclusion. Shakur is going to beat him. I don't think that's the case, and I don't think Shakur feels that way now, especially after this fight. Especially after rewatch that fight so many times. He's probably having second thoughts about fighting Haney right now. You hear him talking about, Haney needs to move up to 140 pounds, for his own good. I mean, all of a sudden he's very concerned about, Devin. I tell you, man, you can't make this stuff up. But yeah, so I'm not gonna make this video long. It's already too long. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. Everybody is, nobody wants to give Devin Haney any respect. They already have him losing to Shakur and to Tank, and he haven't even fought them yet. Just like how they had him losing to Lomachenko, and he won. So, let's see what the future is going to hold for the dream Devin Haney. But at this point in time, like I said, he's taking his game to the next level. And these guys, Tank and Shakur and Loma, they need to do the same, fight each other, lift their game to the next level. And then, Haney could give him a shot if he decides to do that. But with that said, I'm going to leave it there. This is TBE Boxing saying, I'm out.
Got the money for man, it's pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That's life before riches, huh? The life before riches, huh? Pretty bitch showing me titties, huh? And I got the glazzy run up on me, I'ma mean you get it.